So when constructors and destructors are executed. So in the previous program, we noticed that constructor is executed when the object is created and destructor is executed just before destroying the object. And the task of the destructor is to free any resources which are allocated to the object. Okay. So as a general rule, object's constructor is called when object comes into existence and destructor is called when the object is destroyed. So objects can be local, objects can be global. Okay. So let us see when local objects constructors are called. A local objects constructor is executed when object's declaration statement is encountered. Okay. So when you declare an object, that is, you write, suppose X is the name of the class, and you write the name of the object. When you create the object, then the constructor is called. Okay. And destructors are called when the objects leave scope. So we have already seen that in the previous example, we wrote a function f, and inside the f we had created the object. So when this statement was encountered, the object was created, and when this block ended, the destructor was called. Okay. And now what is the case with global objects? So global objects have their constructor functions execute before the main begins. Okay. So the local objects started execution when their block started. Okay. But global objects, they are executed before the main, and global constructors are executed in the order of their declaration within the same file. It means that suppose you have created some global objects. This is class G. So you have created G1, G2, G3 and so on. So these are suppose global objects. So their constructor will be executed in the order of their declaration. So first you have created G1. So G1's constructor will be executed first. Then you have created G2. Then G2 will be executed first and so on. Okay. So now let us try to see these concepts by running a program. Okay. So let us create another program. Okay. Let us create a class X. Let's have an integer. Let's name it ID. And then we have public section. Here we have the constructor X. Let's pass some value to X. Suppose int I. Then ID is equal to I. And also print a message cout constructor ID ENDL. Okay. Then let's have a destructor also. Here we write cout destroying ID ENDL. And so this is our class. Let us create some global objects. Global objects are available everywhere, so they are declared outside the class. Okay, so we can have global object 1, global object 2. Okay, so these two are the global objects. And now let us write the main function. And here let us create some local objects X LO1. Okay, this global object also requires an an argument. Let's pass 1. Let's pass 2 here. Let's pass 3 here. Okay. And C out. So let's print something here. Order of constructors and destructors. Okay. Also create another object of x, allo2. Let's give it id 4. Then return 0. Okay. So now let us try to see the output of this program. So, although we assume that main function is executed first of all, okay, so whenever we try to execute a program, the main function is executed. Okay, so if we go with that same idea, then this should be the first line which should be printed, but this is not the case. This line is not printed first. So as we saw in the slide, the global objects will be created even before executing the main. So global object 1 and global object with value 2, they will be created. So first GO1 will be created. So we are passing value 1. So this constructor will be called. So it will be print constructor 1. So first we are getting the output constructor 1. Then GO2, this statement, this object will be created, and this constructor will be called again, and now it will print constructor 2. Okay, so we are getting constructor 2 here. Okay, then in the main function we are creating the local object allo1. Okay, allo1 we are passing the value 3. So next this will be created. So constructor 3 will be printed here, constructor 3, and then this statement will be executed. Then after this statement allo2 will be created. So now it will be print constructor 4. Okay, so next it is printing constructor 4. And how the destructors are executed? Destructors are executed in the reverse order of the constructors. So in the main function, now main function is going to end. So these two constructors allo1 and allo2 will be destroyed. Okay, but in the reverse order of their creation. First we created object 1, allo1, then we created allo2. But while destroying, allo2 will be destroyed first. That is why it is printing destroying 4. Then allo1 will be destroyed. So it is printing destroying 3. Okay. Then after the main ends, before ending the program, the global objects GO1 and GO2 will be destroyed. So we created GO1 first, but it will be destroyed last. Okay. So we are destroying GO2, then GO1. Okay. So this is the order of execution of constructors and destructors.